Welcome to Shizhu, Hampton Road's top spot for politics. Shout out to those who make this show tick, beginning, of course, with Miss Andrea Dixon, my awesome wife, working for workforce development with the state of Virginia. She can help you out with many, many things, and she helped create this very channel with which you're watching Shizhu. Also, Miss Ellen at Ellen's Home Style Barbecue Express, great restaurant for some great food, Portsmouth Boulevard 4206, and across from Regent University in Virginia Beach. Two great locations for Ellen's Home Style and Barbecue. Also, Mr. Seiko Varner at Positive Vibes Incorporated does a great number of financial things to help you out. He also founded the Hampton Roads Green Book, a great application to find and help you locate the great Black and Brown owned businesses in Hampton Roads. Helped him win Black Brands Entrepreneur of the Year in the 757. So shout out to Mr. Seiko. Also shout out Mr. Farley Perkins, an insurance broker with the Farley Perkins Agency. Hit him up at 757-271-6655. And lastly, for sweet treats over at ELG Sweet Boutique, 340 High Street, Portsmouth. Great place for some good sweet treats. Now, the show grows on the eyes of you, the viewer. So watch this video, like it, comment it, share it, and importantly, subscribe to this channel, Shizhu. We are aiming to grow with purpose. Shizhu is currently at 100 subscribers, so let's pump up those numbers. I also want to shout out Mr. Joey Logano for winning his third NASCAR championship at Phoenix today. Cool that NASCAR had the top 4 championship drivers in a showdown on the last race of the season, all finishing in the top 6. Great competition, and great for Joey, one of the best drivers of my area, which my knowledge of NASCAR sort of spans back to 1992 to 93 to right about now. As of this second, I'm winning my matchup in my fantasy football league. My quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, squeaked by his projection of 20.67 points with 21.20 points. Having Jamar Chase was fortunate circumstance for me as he scored 61.4 points against his projection of 18.5. A lot of touchdowns of many, many yards really helped that out. So thank you, Mr. Joe Burrow, for getting him the ball. Deebo Samuel got 2 points less than his projection. And I have no running back depth. So Javonte Williams of Denver scored 2 points against his projected 10 versus the Chiefs today. My only other decent back is Jordan Mason, and now McCaffrey is back. So he only got me about 0.50 points. Travis Kelce was projected at 14.77 points. He got me 20.40 points. I wish I looked at my roster prior to the start of the game because my kicker, Siebert, for the Commanders, was out prior to the game with an injury. Hopkins was on a bye, and I only noticed this at 1:09 Eastern Time, after which the kickoff had already started. So no kicker points for me at all this week. The Chargers got me 39 points against an expected 38.34 points, so good for them. Now, I didn't start this next team, but man, oh man, did they light up the fantasy charts today. That is, if you're playing fantasy genocide, that is, and have the IDF in your starting lineup. Today, they killed dozens of people in Gaza, Lebanon, and Syria just today. With tremendously wide-ranging offensive ability, they violated the territory of 3 sovereign areas. I know it will get less coverage than the Israeli soccer hooligans who got beat up after they began terrorizing citizens of Amsterdam, who had Palestinian flags up on their houses, and those groups chanted dreadful things. The Maccabi Tel Aviv fans were rioting in Amsterdam and chanting slogans like there were no schools in Gaza, as there were no children left. In reality, Israel has bombed over 90% of Gazan schools, and there are no classes there, as the remaining buildings are used as refugee shelters. And again, if you had the IDF today on your fantasy genocide roster, you're going to win your week. At least 36 were killed in a strike by Israel in northern Gaza. It targeted a 3-story building. There were additional bombings in northern Gaza and Rafah. Rafah being the areas that were an alleged red line by the now neutered and borderline defunct Biden and Harris administration. The same administration that ran a presidential candidate, Harris, who claims she placed no conditions on Israel just months ago. In addition to the 36 killed in Gaza area today by Israel, 23 people were killed north of Beirut in Lebanon, including 7 children. The bombing of the Almat region is a mostly Christian area of Lebanon. The Syrian deaths come at the hands of Israeli forces who raided a residential building in Damascus, some 226 miles from Israel, killing 7 people. Israel is really running up the totals this weekend in mass slaughter of other human beings. Remember, folks who pray, this is what you should be praying against. Liberate all the people of the world from the grips of oppression, tyranny, and mass killing. I'll catch you next time on Shezhou.